What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Oshay Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Oshay Podcast. And I want you guys to give yourselves a round of applause for making this series pretty good. And usually I have a woman on the show, but unfortunately for me, they all left and I'm stuck with this guy, Kim the Comic. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hey everyone, my name is Kim the Comic and I'm happy to be here. Oshay, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Actually, you have the best episode on my own podcasting
Give me the money.
Well, but I actually directed it, so it doesn't really matter. But anyways, guys, we're going to have a little bit of usually the topics we talk about on this series is about relationships with women. But today we're going to talk a little bit about the black tax on black men. And it's something that happens between both African-American communities and the African community, right?
Yeah, true.
What is the black tax in Ugandan community? What is that?
I actually think it's bigger here.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's more poverty here.
All right.
So anytime anyone becomes successful in a certain family or a certain clan, they're looked at as the guys who are going to get everyone out of the mess.
Okay.
So everyone comes to you for like opportunities, money, girls. Okay, girls, I'm not sure, but like they just come to you for everything when anything is not going well.
Okay. Have you ever had that experience before yourself personally?
Well, I'm still broke, so I'm still enjoying myself.
But you know what's so funny is like I know guys. Mm-hmm. Maybe you know some friends that have moved from Uganda to like maybe the UK,
yeah,
or the USA.
Yeah,
you know some.
Canada and the US.
Okay. Yeah. Now, what have they told you? Like those friends.
What in terms of what?
Like because once they move, people automatically assume now that they're rich.
Oh, okay. The guys I know are pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
So like for them, the people who usually disturb them a lot are girls.
Oh, okay.
Not really their relatives. Mm-hmm. So girls keep telling them to send them stuff. Mm-hmm. And this guy just went to school, like to study.
Right.
He's not working. If he's working, he's probably like a waiter somewhere in some weird McDonald's restaurant. But
right.
Girls always gonna keep bugging them for money, for phones, and for what. And I guess, I don't know, it's a psychological thing here because we think whoever gets out of the country, even to a place like, forgive me for saying this, but like, I don't know what is in Pakistan, but like, but even people who go to like these countries with not so much reputation, like everyone thinks they are all of a sudden wealthier than us. So like they always have to ask them for something.
You know, a shout out to my man, Bougie Talks. He's a Ugandan that is in Waltham, Massachusetts.
All right.
He's been there for like 5 years. And I have a lot of respect for a lot of the African guys because I didn't understand the struggle until I came here as now I know like living in Uganda is like tough.
Yeah, true.
And you have to work hard as a foreigner. And so when you come to the United States, it's the same thing. And he started off like working at gas stations and shit. You know what I mean? Like
outside.
Yeah. And he's from Bukoto. He lived in Bukoto.
Okay.
And then he went there, and I'm pretty sure like, and I've heard it from Haitian guys, Caribbean guys, the family's always like, yo, man, you're a big man now. You got money, and they don't even know that these guys are like working at the lowest quality jobs at first.
To as they progress.
Yes, they have to pay their rent,
right?
And then here comes mom, give me money, dad,
Oh my God, my son, you're now successful.
Right.
Like, mom, I'm working at a petrol station. Like,
exactly.
And here it's actually, I don't know how much. Okay, to be fair, the currency of our country is really low.
Okay.
So if someone is getting like $300 in the States from like he's from Uganda, that would be around 1 point something million.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe that's why the people at back home like automatically assume that this guy now has the money and is now the one going to be taking care of us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But this guy also has a life, like
right.
Like he's probably seeing some girls who he has to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably paying some bills, rent, and the US has more bills than here, I think.
Right.
You guys pay for everything. Do you have oxygen tax in the US? You guys have so much tax, so that's what people here don't understand.
Right, and what's funny? Even in the African American community, let me just say this for some of you guys. I know it's not your fault that your mom and dad decided to have sex in the Buick 30 years ago and you came out, right? I know it's not your fault.
Wow.
For most of y'all, that's how a lot of you niggas are accidents. We're just gonna be real. Not me. My parents are married. Wow. I know some of y'all mad. It's not my fault. But, a lot of guys that have come up and worked really hard, and I see this in the African American community and the African community too. Mm-hmm. Their family didn't do the best job of providing them the resources. Right. Whether it was motivation to go to school or, when I was in the university system in America, mm-hmm. when I was studying biology, I noticed that a lot of people that were in those majors, their parents were like engineers or medical doctors, and they were grooming them to do that kind of stuff. Right. Me, my parents they were smart, but my dad was on drugs for a period of time.
Oh.
And so what happened was, like, I had to do a lot of my shit myself, like really motivate, right?
So you started at a young age.
Yeah. Trying to, my family supported me, but I had to really dig myself out of a hole.
I get it.
Because my family didn't do what they're supposed to do to certain extents. But then once you do that, and it's like your family is now trying to be like, well, can you help me? But it's like no matter how much money you give them, they're still always going to be broke. And I noticed that about African guys. I know there's one guy mm-hmm. that sent like $40,000 home. It's one of the biggest scams.
$40,000,
something like that, to build a house. Send the money home to his family. They never built the damn house. They stole his money.
His own family.
It happens all the time in Africa, bro. You don't have no money, so you can't send it to nobody.
No.
So I'm just telling everybody else.
I'll just send them greetings.
Yeah, and it's like what happens is a lot of black men, especially in Africa, they can't develop because they're in America. If the family is straining them, mm-hmm. how can they save up to buy a house? And, a lot of black men are tired of that. Like, listen, when the white guys start off, let's say in the middle class, because South Africa did a study on this. Mm-hmm. White people in the middle class and black people in the middle class, the whites still have more money. They're trying to figure out why. And they were like, well, it's not racism because they're making the same earnings. The problem is that the blacks spend their money supporting their broke ass family.
Oh.
Yes, because the middle class in South Africa or in Africa are spending much more of their money trying to help their family
instead of developing themselves.
Yes.
Wow. So are you saying these whites in South Africa don't have families to support?
What I'm saying is that their families are more stable.
Oh.
So when they have these kids, they're more ready. And don't get me wrong, I understand that, poverty is higher amongst African Americans and African families, but even in the NBA, if you look at the NBA draft or even some of the soccer players, mm-hmm. I know you like
Arsenal.
So Arsenal, if you look at, there's probably a bigger difference between the white players and the black players. The white players on Arsenal, I guarantee you they come from better homes and better families. So their families, when the white players get paid, they don't have to give their money to their family like that. The black players probably do.
Even the black players usually, like if they're born in the in like the UK, mm-hmm. and they reach 18 and they're supposed to choose which country to play for, mm-hmm. like for citizenship. Mm-hmm. They usually go to the UK. They choose the UK.
Why?
I think they fear that whole black tax thing because if you choose to play for Nigeria and you're playing for Arsenal, like £50,000 a week, mm-hmm. your whole village is going to like ask you for money. Like,
right.
They're going to be like, hey, I carried you when I was young and you never saw this guy. But he claims he carried you. So, and you have to send him £1,000 for that. Imagine that.
Oh man.
So it's that crazy.
So let me ask you this though, because it's something I see that a lot of black men are tired of. Mm-hmm. What do you think that, let's say for example, if you went to the States and you started doing well, how would you handle that?
Well, I must say this. I've grown up in a family. It's a bit broken, but they've taken care of me. Mm-hmm. I didn't have many people taking care of me. Mm-hmm. So I would do what I can for those that deserve it.
Okay.
Because I know the people who have taken care of me and those who have not.
Right.
Because I'm not going to just send money to a random uncle I greeted once last Christmas just because I know you. But I will give it to someone who has done something for me. If they give it to you, mm-hmm. That's it. And that may sound mean, but it's more realistic because at the end of the day, this world, it's like that. Like if you haven't done something for someone, it's very rare that someone will all of a sudden just be nice to you, mm-hmm. just because they know you. Right. Yeah, sometimes you just have to put a little more extra effort to deserve something. Right. Yeah.
We're going to talk about that in our next podcast. And I wanted to say this for black men. Coming to Africa has been a blessing for me in moving to Poland. And
but you keep claiming you're stuck in Africa. Like.
I am stuck in Africa. I did when illegally
move.
A
blessing, you can't be stuck.
The blessing got me stuck.
You're happily in Africa right now. You're not stuck. Someone stuck is probably in a dustbin somewhere looking for food.
Whenever I'm with you, I'm definitely stuck.
Jesus Christ. What were you saying?
Yeah. So even though I got displaced here, one thing I can say is it taught me that a lot of times, a lot of black men, you're gonna do your best work away from your family. You're gonna probably do the best you can do away from your hometown. A lot of guys just need to be able to take a risk on life, and it's hard when you're a man because men don't get a lot of help. They don't get a lot of support. And that's why I always try to tell, the guys on this channel, I talk to Kim about this all the time, the importance of men helping other men. Mm. And if your family is bringing you down, you can only really help your family till you get to the optimal point, or you get at least to a better situation. If you're wasting your money, sending money home to your mom or to your dad or to your family, and you need that money to do stuff, to invest in a business or whatever, remember, you can always be back where they are, right? Which is nowhere. But if you want to take life by the horns and do the best you can, don't let your family hold you back. Don't let your friends hold you back. Take a risk out on life and invest in yourself. Put yourself first. I'll tell you that any black man that, because if you don't put yourself first, nobody else is going to do it. Not no woman's going to do it. Nobody's going to do it.
I also have one thing to say. I think the other major problem why black tax keeps coming up a lot. I think black men and generally black people, we do have a habit of getting so many meaningless children. I'm sorry to say. Okay, meaningless may sound so wrong, but like some people are just having random sex with everyone and getting children with everyone. And these kids, probably you don't even have the right money to take care of them. Mm-hmm. So like here in Uganda, like a border guy making like 300,000 shillings. I don't know how much that is in dollars.
It's about $80 a month.
Can have like 7 children. And this guy is proud of himself for having 7 children, but they're all broke. They don't know when they're going to eat supper. And then if one child of those becomes successful, all of a sudden the whole family, even the border guy, is going to look at them for money. So like, I think that's why that could be another reason why this thing keeps creeping up in like black homes and everything.
Yeah. No,
you guys use protection, bros. Like, just use protection.
You don't want to have a kid that ends up looking like.
Really?
Talking about tear. But anyways, tell them where they can find you at and all of that on social media, unfortunately.
All right, guys. I'm Kim the Comic on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Kim the Comic everywhere. Just hit me up, and I want specifically also the girls. I've never had any American girls, black American girls. You don't hit me up. I only see the men following me. No. I don't mean it that way. I'm saying I need some black American girls to follow me. Like, I also have some cash. I'll send you some vibes.
You have cash?
Yeah.
So you have money for hoes, but not your family?
No.
Not to call women hoes, but I'm just saying in general.
I have money for the right woman. That's what I can say.
Or man.
Just one. Oshay, this is not going to end well.
We are tired, So guys, check out Kim the Comic. He does a lot of the, he's going to be doing some more stuff on the Oshay Podcast. He's probably, besides me, he's probably the most talented guy here on the, he might, he does a little bit of everything. Does a little bit of stealing food, editing, video guy, good presenting. So he's a guy that does everything except shutting up. But he's also telling and talking though. So shout out to my boy. He's doing this thing on the Kingana channel and here. So we got a really good team here. I really got a lot. I always tease him, but he's a good brother though. He even started to say like, "Hey brother." He always
brother Oshay, brother Dwayne. Yo, I just love that.
He's becoming African American, y'all. So guys, subscribe, hit the bell. It's your boy Oshay Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the podcast. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out all my information below. Check out the Black Men of Perf t-shirts. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. We out.